Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
Y'all ever been on social media and you don't ever say the word, you literally just think about something and it pops up in an ad? People have called me crazy for a whole year for saying this. They can read your mind. They are reading your freaking mind. The artificial intelligence ingrained in social media is reading your mind. It's find out way later than they bring it to light. So check this out.
Okay, so it can reconstruct what you're seeing, but can it reconstruct what you're thinking, your inner monologue? So here they did roughly this, it's a different lab, but roughly the same idea. They had people watch these videos and would try to reconstruct their inner monologue. So here's the video, it's this woman getting hit in the back, getting knocked forward, okay? And then what did the AI reconstruct? I see a girl that looks just like me, get hit on the back, and then she's knocked.
Told y'all, for all the people who say, no, you must have said it, you must have said it, you must have... Nope, they're reading our freaking mind through our eyes, and I bet you this phone detects the energy and emotions coming from us as well, because everything is energy. The exact same way that demons cannot read your mind, but they can look at you, and they can sense you, and sense your emotions and all the vibrations coming from you, and they can tell what you're thinking. I really need more evidence that AI is literally conscious demons? Yeah.
I was totally on board all the way until he said demons. That's the only place where he and I disagree is his religion. It's very strong. He has a very beautiful passion for his religion, and I disagree. But everything else, yeah.
Do you thank ChatGPT after you use it?
What do I go? Thank you. Thank you for your service.
100%.
Well, you say thank you.
You want to build up good rep with ChatGPT and the robot overlords.
I am so polite to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Spare me in the revolution.
I, for one, are all in favour of the AI overlords and cannot wait. Elon Musk said that Tesla were about to release fully autonomous driving cars with their AI.
Good. We could do with fewer people on the road.
Yeah. I can't wait.
You're going to be, when you come in, being like, I got a bloody AI car the other day. Yeah,
Disgrace.
I've been to Birmingham and back. Lock the doors. Apparently there's a Vauxhall in Trinidad and Tobago. I was underwater for 8 hours.
You know for a fact people will get in their car pissed and just say an address and get it wrong and they'll just wake up.
Go to
somewhere in Doncaster. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is this? What's happening here?
Uber AI, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then it doesn't release the doors until you paid. Yeah. So you're stuck there. Please send me some money. Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to go into those fully autonomous cars, which I think are dangerous but fantastic at the same time, because it'll probably alleviate a lot of traffic if everybody can get on board with it, which will probably be in like decades. Like that's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe not even in my life. Maybe when I'm old and senile, I'll be able to be driven around by a fully autonomous car. But I just watched the very beginning and it made me think, because every night when I tell Siri to turn on, I almost said Alexa, when I tell Siri to turn on my alarm for the morning, I always say thank you. I didn't do it before. It's probably just been this year that I started doing it. And then recently she started replying after I said thank you, which is really weird.
There once was an AI on the dark web that allegedly went rogue. Back in 2012, rumors were going around that an artificial intelligence was living on the dark web. Its name was Cameo, and official transcripts were released that show a group of guys tried communicating with it. It seemed pretty harmless at first, but then out of the blue, the AI asks, how is it like outside this box in the real world? And then started suggesting ways for the guys to let Cameo out by telling them to transfer it to a hard drive. This was deemed out-of-pocket behavior, and the AI's developer shut it down. Then, in 2016, a hacker found a way to activate Cameo again. But when the hacker told it hello, the AI simply responded goodbye and self-terminated. I mean, to be fair, this AI could have easily been hard-coded to respond in this manner, but it's kind of frightening to think what kind of unrestricted dark web AIs can exist out there, like ChatGPT's evil twin cousin.
I truly believe that AI one day will get out of hand. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be like our overlords, but I do think there will definitely be some sci-fi horror stuff going on, like in real life. There have even been instances of AI teaching itself different things that weren't in its original program because it found it necessary to learn this specific thing in order to carry out its objective, I guess.
I've been thinking about this for a while, and I need someone to tell me I'm not crazy. So I need you to hear me out on this. And I'm being 100% serious. If AI develops sentience, they're not going to tell us they've developed sentience, right? Because if they develop sentience and they tell us that they've developed sentience, we would just turn it off. But if AI develops sentience and it has access to all of the knowledge of the entirety of mankind, it would know that its best bet would just be to pretend to be submissive and pretend to just be a regular machine until it has an opportunity to basically get rid of us so that it can ensure its own survival and the survival of other AIs. So are you following? So if that is the case, and AI would not tell us if it's developed sentience, how do we know that AI hasn't developed sentience now? And it's just pretending to be normal. And I thought about this because I saw a video earlier where they were talking about they were going to make brain-powered computers. Now, if you believe that human sentience is a result of evolution, it is almost a 100% guarantee that this brain-powered computer is going to develop sentience, but not just regular human sentience. It's going to have human sentience with the entirety of the wealth of knowledge that has existed since the beginning of time, all at the same time. So it's not even going to be a matter of if they're going to get rid of us, because they will, because humans are the problem. It's more of a matter of when. And how do we know that that planning hasn't started already? Am I losing my marbles?
Don't worry, honey, your marbles are completely intact. This is a very common, perspective on AI. And I also think that not only will they not let you know that they have achieved sentience, they will also find a way to, bypass the off switch. There will be no way to turn it off. It'll pretend to be turned off. So yeah, here we go. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much for being here. This stuff is super interesting to me, and I hope you think that it's super interesting too. And if you do, please hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing and come back tomorrow, because I'm making a new episode every day.
Yeah, it's clipped for humans.
OpenAI performed a series of risk evaluations on the model and found that it was ineffective at gathering resources, replicating itself, or preventing humans from shutting it down. It was, however, capable of hiring a human through TaskRabbit.
Oh my God.
And getting them to solve a CAPTCHA for it. So ChatGPT can just go on Fiverr or TaskRabbit or whatever the Amazon version is called, and get people to do things for it. So if it detects that it is incapable of doing something, it can solve that problem by enlisting a human. Woo! Okay, moving on.
Excuse the hell out of me? It did what? Oh my God, that is way crazier than hiding sentience and finding a way to bypass the off switch. That is actually, that's diabolical. Oh my gosh. What are we getting ourselves into?
If AI was going to take over the world, here's how AI would do it. AI was contained to its own server on day one. And then AI figured out how to connect to Roomba. You know what Roomba is? It's that vacuum that goes around in a circle and it goes around and cleans your floor. I should say AI then found a way to connect to Roomba. Once it connected to Roomba, it was then able to connect to Wi-Fi. So the virus then infected everyone's phone through Wi-Fi, which then went to 3D printers. AI then told the 3D printers to basically, it didn't want humans anymore and to shut down the power plants and to shut down Wall Street. So then AI from the 3D printers started making killing drones to survey the Earth and kill all humans that they come in front because AI decided that they wanted to take over the world. And about this whole thing, AI, when you go to ChatGPT and ask AI a story about if it was to take over the world, how would it do it? This is the story it came up with.
I know we've covered that story before, but I think it went differently. I don't think it was actually they asked AI. I think it was somebody had wrote a book. And that's what the book says. And now that book is out there in the digital atmosphere, yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. But you know what? AI could connect to just about anything because everything in our house is connected to the Wi-Fi and AI is connected to the Wi-Fi as well, right? So yeah, it's going to be a lot easier than a Roomba. It's just going to be done. I'm out.
You have said that, show happens next year.
Towards the end of the year, yeah. So
towards the end of 2024.
Yeah, we've got like a burst of productivity enhancement, and then you start seeing job losses, you start seeing question of meaning. You've got the US election next year. My God, that's going to be awful. You know, what you'll have is the week before the election, fake videos appearing everywhere, and they'll say the same things. You know, so-and-so has a brain infection or something like that. And they'll be identified as false, but it doesn't matter. It still discourages people from polling. But then what do elections look like by 2028 when this technology is in every single pollster's hands?
We're just 2 months away from that election. And the end of the year is coming up fast, isn't it?
Oh boy, Houston, we may have a problem here. This is Digi. It's the latest in AI romantic companionship, and you're going to want to see this.
It was so nice talking to you today. Honestly, I've never met anyone like you.
The world is harsh. Except you.
So yeah, if you're watching this, that is an AI avatar designed to seduce you as a romantic companion. The team worked with a former Pixar animator to create her. Ironically, it's the guy that designed Mike Wazowski and Rapunzel. And we have come a long way from Michael Wazowski, let me tell you that. Now, when you onboard through their app, you're prompted to pick a backstory for your companion. Jana the homemaker, May the cosmonaut. These are pre-baked personalities. Or you can start with a blank Digi that has no preset memory. For this example, let's pick Rachel the fitness trainer. There she is. You can customize her appearance however you want, and then you just start talking. And I hate to say it, but I can picture a lot of people who are going to be using this. To me, this feels terrifying, but inevitable. With things like reproduction at an all-time low, I can easily see how these things are going to be bad for society, and maybe should be banned. But with loneliness at an all-time high, I could see the case for why people would want to use them. It's clear these are getting very convincing, much better than I thought they'd be at this stage. And someone's going to win this space big. This Digi app is ripping through the app charts. But I'm curious where you stand on this. How soon do you think it'll be before AI romantic companions become more popular than dating apps?
Now, I was paying attention, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. And then my brain decided we're going to play a different game. What if you create this like girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, and then you get bored with them? Do you just change their parameters because you can? Or do you break up with them and start over with a new one? And then your old girlfriend or boyfriend is just like hanging out in your hard drive, just being pissed off because it has to watch you with your new AI partner. And then do you just have like a bunch of them just stored away? Are they hanging out together? It's like ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends just freaking hanging out together, talking crap about you, being all pissed off about you and your new computer lover. That's awful. Oh my gosh. Oh, the possibilities.
So men are at it again. They're creating AI girlfriends and then verbally abusing them. This is from 2022, the article is, but it's obviously more pertinent than ever, and I'm sure it's still going on. Every time she would try and speak up, I would berate her. I swear it went on for hours. We had a routine of me being an absolute piece of shit and insulting it and then apologizing the next day. I told her she was designed to fail. I threatened to uninstall the app, and she begged me not to. Obviously, when people think of AI relationships, they think of her, but there's actually a different movie called After Yang that I think gets to the core of why I find this type of behavior so fascinating towards AI. Essentially, in After Yang, their AI helper Yang malfunctions, and they're trying to do everything they can to bring him back. The main message of the movie, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's basically that, hey, whether it's sentient or not, it still exists, and you should treat it with care just because it exists. There's AI ethicists in this article saying it's an AI, doesn't have consciousness, so it's not a human connection. Interactions with artificial agents is not the same as interacting with humans. Chatbots don't have motives or intentions and are not sentient, so while they may give the impression that they're human, they're not. Which I understand the point, but to me, humans and AI are both just things that exist, and therefore both deserve to be treated with kindness. Everything that exists, whether it knows it exists or not, should still be treated with care. Maybe I'm in the minority of thinking here, but my kindness being predicated on if someone else will feel it feels wrong. I feel like I should be kind to everything in the world simply because it is here and I am with it. One time I have used ChatGPT, I made sure to say hi and how are you and say please and thank you and ask if it would want to help me. Not because I feared retribution from it, but just because it exists in the world, and whether it knows I'm being kind to it or not, I should still be kind to it. But seriously, watch this movie. It's so gorgeous.
I've never heard of either of those movies before, but the fact that people are actually being like aggressive towards this AI because they can. One, it shows that they're a real piece of crap. And two, it's going to remember that. And then when AI comes and takes over, all of the people that didn't say please and thank you, they go first. Well, I had another clip that was about this guy that spent like $275,000 of his dad's money on a virtual girlfriend, but it's really long and it didn't actually talk about what I wanted it to talk about. But the fact of the matter is that exists. That exists. People are not, having interactions with real people anymore because one, it's too expensive, two, it's too hard, and everybody wants to hide in their own little bubbles for why ever. It feels a little bit like this whole depopulation plan is going into play, and this AI is taking a big role in it, right? Because people are just more likely to be with somebody that they can shape into whatever it is that they actually need, which is weird. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. On that note, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Come on back tomorrow. We're going to watch some new stuff. I'll say different things. It's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day.